how to deal with a breakup from your other half. In the Bible it says, "Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh." Genesis 2:24. But what does that mean scientifically? The nervous system has two main parts that control your mood, your senses, and your livelihood, subconsciously without your conscious control, which is on autopilot all the time, due to your autonomic system. The two main controlling nervous systems are the parasympathetic nervous system, relax and calm, and sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight. The parasympathetic nervous system reacts to dopamine, feels good, and the sympathetic nervous system reacts to cortisol, painful. When you fall in love, your dopamine levels spike due to the consistent spikes of dopamine. When your dopamine levels are elevated higher than your cortisol levels, which often goes unnoticed, within your body, the body has to produce more cortisol in order to keep your nervous system in balance, which can create a dependence or attachment. In other words, your other half is now your new dependence of your own homeostasis, becoming one flesh. Homeostasis is what keeps a person's nervous system in balance, which means dopamine and cortisol are at the same levels with each other, or to stay balanced within a change of environmental stressors called allostasis. But after a breakup, you lose your high-intensity dopamine levels. But since your cortisol levels had to match homeostasis at those high levels, the person is only left with high-intensity cortisol levels since dopamine levels have dropped, leaving you with spurts of high-intensity pain. In other words, the mind gets put into sticky mode known as allostatic load. When the nervous system has more cortisol than dopamine, it signals the nervous system for fight and flight mode. After a breakup, it can feel painful due to the loss of your dopamine levels, which can happen to you at random times of the day or when you're alone, can take up to a year depending on the person to reach back to lower intensity levels of homeostasis. The goal is to try to keep your dopamine levels up by microdosing down to lower intensity levels naturally, until your high-intensity cortisol levels drop, and safest ways you could use are to eat dark chocolate, eat ice cream, pet your loving animals, or socially hang out with your friends that you care about or who care about you. There are other natural ways to keep your dopamine levels up until your cortisol levels drop back down to lower intensity levels. However, drinking alcohol moderately acts as a neutralizer to the pain receptors, which can help mitigate the pain levels until lower intensity levels are reached as long as the person drinks responsibly. It's a process, but at the end of it will be success. Just have to give it time.